I'm here and I'm hoping that my camera is working. I'm hoping there's some people coming to join us. I'm Hannah from Hand Jam Crochet and I've chosen a terrible time to go live today. Oh my goodness. So Mondays, Oliver is at home with me normally, but my husband has come home early to do the school pickup. But of course, it's now school kick out time and we live right next to a secondary school. So if you hear shouting, it's our normal, it's never a bother normally. It's our normal sort of stream of secondary school aged children walking past on their way home after a very excited day, obviously. So if you can hear shouts and screams that I can hear, then that's what that is. But yeah, noted for next time. I need to remember not to do that. Anyway, hello, good afternoon. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon for me. Tell me what time it is where you are, where you're watching from. If you're making the Time to Bloom blanket, if you're making something else, let me know. Junie's here. Hi, Junie. I keep saying that. Is that the right way to say your name? Please do tell me. I think it is. Say good morning. I love your shirt. So pretty. Thank you very much. This is my hawthorn tee. So this design's a few years old now, actually. You probably can't see very much of it, but it blocks from there down. So you make it, people are always intrigued as to how it's made. You don't do any shaping whatsoever. No shaping in this. It's super, super easy. The cuffs and the sleeve are worked in one, and you make 2 rectangles and then you join them together and work in the round to go down. It's super, super easy. Super, super easy. Oh, Elizabeth's here. 9 a.m. in Tennessee. Good morning, good morning. I was very, very early last week, wasn't I, for all of you over that side of the world? I'm really sorry. So hopefully it's a bit kinder on you today. Jenny's here. Hi, Jenny. 10 a.m. in upstate New York. Oh, Catherine's here in Banbury. Hello, much, much nearer to me. Sat making my half hexagons. Yay, because today is the day that the half hexagons and the quarter hexagons have gone live on the free version. Of course, if you're a VIP, you've already got all of that, and there are lots of people that have made everything they need to make already. But if you're doing the free version, then everything's live that you need, the videos and also the written pattern on the blog. So it's all there. Oh, I think I'm right. Yes, it's pronounced Junie. Yay. And now I need to make that shirt. Sorry. Something else to add to your to-do list. Yeah, it's funny. This shirt was really popular when I first launched it, and then it had a bit of a lull. It was still popular, but it had a bit of a lull last year. And this year, suddenly everyone's found it again. So yeah, it's really simple. And also you can make, I've seen people do the sleeves much longer, and also because it's top down, you can then make it as long or short as you like. So you can make it crop, or you can make it into a dress, as one of my testers did. So yeah, very, very adaptable. Very adaptable. So yeah, come on in. If anyone's got any questions, I keep going in and out of focus, don't I? I don't know if anyone was watching the live I did with Veronica last week. My new camera, this spangly new camera that I have, gave up the ghost halfway through. So it's on, it's working, it's fully charged. But if it disappears, bear with me, and I will rejig things. But I thought I'd give it another go because it's such a good camera, except it keeps going in and out of focus. But yeah, I think the manufacturers think there may be a fault with it, so I think I may have to take it back, unfortunately. But hey ho, hey ho. Pamela's here. Hello, Pamela. How are you? In California. Oh, tell me it's sunny and lovely. Not that it's not sunny here. It is sunny here. We are quite lucky, actually. But there's some ominous rain clouds out there, so who knows? Who knows, hey? But yeah, let me know how you're getting on. Like you can see it behind me there. The amount of hexagons that have been made in the last week or so is just astounding. The color choices that people have made, the way that people have supported each other with making these hexagons is absolutely amazing. And you know, not that many people have had problems with it, but if people have had problems with it, they've been really simple fixes. And as soon as people have got it, you have got it. And that is one of the brilliant things about making motif blankets, motif anything really, motif garments, motif anything. Actually, once you get it, you get it. And the repetition of it helps you to progress. It helps you to learn as a crocheter. And it also gives you a bit of a mindful process to follow then, doesn't it? Once you've got the knack of it, you know, right, I'm plain sailing. Other than my colour changes and keeping an eye on how many motifs I've done and where I'm at with it, actually, it's really lovely. She says, I hope you found it lovely. I hope you've been enjoying it. a really straightforward plain sailing, but it requires a bit of thought as well. So oh, lots of comments here coming in. Hi, Hannah. Lisa from New Jersey in US. Just received my yarn. Swift and ball winder. Way, happy days. We'll watch video to see how to wind the yarn and then we'll get started on the blanket. Loving seeing everyone's progress and beautiful colours. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? So Lisa's talking. Lisa, you must be a VIP because you've got the video about how to wind a ball of yarn. When I was putting the course together for the Time to Bloom blanket, do you know what I thought? I'm going to pack as much in as I possibly can. And what are the pain points? What are the things that people may not know that they need to know for this? Because the Heatherly yarn, the beautiful, beautiful Heatherly yarn that I use for mine and so many other people are using for theirs, comes in hanks. So it's that twist. If you don't know what a hank is, I didn't know for many years. It's all twisted up and then you undo it and it's just this great big loop of yarn that just looks horrendous to me. Like, it scared the life out of me the first time I had a hank of yarn because I was like, literally, what do I do with this? And invariably, of course, I got myself into such a tangle the first 3, 4, 5 times I did it, and I cried. I kid you not, I cried and sobbed because, first of all, yarn is precious, isn't it? And especially if it comes in hanks, it's normally because it's a higher quality yarn. And yeah, it was horrendous. So I have done a video on how to wind your yarn. I mean, you don't have to use a ball winder and you don't have to use a Swift, which is the umbrella looking thing that holds your yarn. You don't have to use those. You can use the back of a chair, you can use someone else's hands, you can use your knees, you can use anything you like, but I have shown you in that video in the VIP version how to do it. So yay, hooray, hooray. Jenny's saying I'm making 2 blankets, yay. So I'm still working on the full hexagons. I'm not surprised. You're doing amazingly well to do 2. That's awesome. Super rainy day here, so I'm hoping to make good progress. Hurrah. That is the only bonus of a rainy day, isn't it? Hey, hey. We have someone, Facebook doesn't tell me who you are, but hello, hello. Good morning, currently in New Hampshire. Oh, how lovely, how lovely. And then we have someone else on Facebook, but it must be one of 2 people because I've seen 2 people making a Christmas version. It's saying, happily making my half hexagon so I can get back to my Christmas version. This idea is inspired. I have seen 2 people, I'll go and find the pictures in a minute to show you. I've seen 2 people make like reds and greens, traditional Christmas color. One's got like glittery gold in it as well. And they just look amazing. They're amazing. So make sure you pop in the Facebook community group and see the 2 people that are doing a Christmassy version of this, because I think it will look absolutely stunning. Oh, so exciting. Oh, Lisa's saying yes, VIP, because I needed as much help as I could get. Oh, Lisa. That's exactly why I do the VIP version, because I know there are some people that don't need that support and are quite happy to kind of, yeah, I'll just get the PDF pattern or I'll read it off the blog and I'll be absolutely fine. Thank you very much. But then there are other people that I know, actually, I think I can achieve this, but I can only achieve it if I have the extra support. And so that's exactly what that's there for. Oh, Jenny's asking, what colour did you use to join the motifs in your sample? This one, I used colour B. So what's it? Peach Fuzz, that one's called in the Heatherly. And yeah, after I showed this, like, was it last week? Everyone was like, oh, I'm going to join mine in different colours. So I'm really excited because next week, once all of the motifs are finished, it will be next week that we join everything. So I'm very excited to see how everyone joins them. So yes. That. So yeah, I've already waffled on already, as I always do. Sorry, everyone, about what we're doing. But if you don't know, we are doing a crochet along, and oh, everything's out to get me today. The system that I use has moved everything. Everything's down a different tab now. So if you wanted to get to the page that tells you about everything, you can either zap that QR code there, or I will pop in the chat as well, the link, etc., to sign up, because there is still time to sign up. And I will say this again and again till I'm blue in the face, but there's no time frame on this. There's no deadline. You can join anytime you like. And also, I do like it when it lights up because it means someone zipped it. Also, once the crochet along, this is a question I've been asked by a few people. Once the crochet along finishes, the free version will stay indefinitely on my blog. it will just be there, as most of my patterns are anyway. And the course will still be available to purchase, but it will be much more expensive. It's at a special crochet along price at the moment, and the PDF will still be available to purchase, and that will be the same price that it currently is. So this isn't going away. Like, if this isn't something that you feel you can do right now, then don't worry, you can sign up at any time. But you can, if you sign up for the free version now, the best bit of that is, well, not the best bit, but one of the best bits of it is that you get a voucher for We Crochet. You get a 20% We Crochet discount voucher that is valid until the 16th of July. So there's not that much longer left on that. So you may as well sign up. And if you don't start your blanket, you don't start your blanket. If you never start your blanket, you never start your blanket. It doesn't really matter. I know I shouldn't really say that, but you know, hey ho. Jeannie's saying, I'm really struggling with deciding how to lay out my full hexagons. I'd love suggestions or layout ideas and diagrams. Oh, do you know what? There's too much choice. And you can, I mean, if you look at mine, you can kind of work out from mine. There is one big picture of me holding the whole thing up. You'll be able to plot and work out what I did there. But I think the reason that I didn't do an exact diagram is that I knew so many people would be using so many different colours. And I think it's really important, once you've done your motifs, for you to work out where you think they best sit. Because do you know what? Some people I've seen are doing different coloured edgings around them. So I assume they're going to be doing them either in diagonals or in strips across. There are people that are doing just centre block colours and stuff. And Julie, I think you're doing like dark background, aren't you, as well? So that will look completely different than this. And so I think I want you to be free. I want to challenge you to put them in the order that you would like them in. But if you do want to copy exactly what I've done, but it won't look exactly like this because you've used different colours, then there is that one big picture of me holding it up expertly, taken by my 6-year-old, bless him. Here we have a question from Catherine. Catherine, I'm struggling with the height of my first stitch of the row after the chain one. It's much shorter than the other stitches. Any tips? Yes, so you can, if you want, I prefer nowadays to do a chain one, or to do a stack stitch, or to do a standing stitch, or to do, like, there's no hard and fast. The only thing I don't like doing is a turning chain that counts as a stitch. You can really see those in motifs, I think. So by that I mean, so if you were doing a double crochet as the first stitch of your round, you would do a chain 3. And that chain 3 would count as your stitch. And I mean, first of all, a chain 3 is never going to look like a double crochet because it's just not wound in the same way, is it? Your hook doesn't go round in the same way. So I think they always stick out like a sore thumb, same as if you do a chain 3 or a chain 2 and then work a double crochet into the stitch. I also think that then makes it look really bulky. So that's why I would suggest do a chain 1. So if you are struggling with the height of that stitch coming up high enough, make your chain 1 just bigger. Just make your chain, have loads of space on that chain 1, and then do your double crochet, and only move on once you're happy that it's at a height that you're comfortable with, that it matches the round below. So for example, if you're doing the white rounds here, make sure that it matches the height of the previous round. The other option that you can look at, and there is a tutorial in there, is about standing stitches. So you don't need to do a chain 1 at all if you're joining with a new colour. You can do a standing stitch, which basically makes a stitch out of midair. It's really fancy. Or you can do stack stitches, and stack stitches are where you put single crochet stitches. I struggle with UK and US terms sometimes on the hop. Single crochet stitches sitting on top of each other, and I do have a tutorial for how to do that on the blog. So there's loads of different options, but I would say in the first instance, try and make that chain 1 just a bit looser, just to give yourself a bit more space. And then also, she says, without a crochet hook anywhere near her, also you need to think about the angle of your hook. Now Veronica and I talked about this the other week. So if you're going to try and increase the height of your stitch, you're going to want to pull up, because that will pull it higher. And if you want to decrease and make it tighter, then you're going to angle down. So as you work along, if you angle downwards, it will be tighter. If you go level, then it will be in somewhere in the middle, but if you pull up, that's going to heighten your stitch. So just have a play around with your hook, with your chain one, and if they don't work for you, then try a stack stitch or a standing stitch. There's loads of options. I love it. I love there's loads of options. Oh, Jeannie's saying totally fair answer for the layout, but didn't help my indecision. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh dear, I'm sorry. Yeah, if anyone else wants to take a photograph of how they're laying out theirs as a final version, then do and post it in the group, because I think that would really inspire other people as well. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Part of what I do, and like I was saying about this top as well, it's really adaptable because you can make it this or you can make it that. I really, really hate being really prescriptive. Yes, I will tell you how many stitches you need and what gauge you need in order to make it this size or that size. But actually, in order to get your sleeves this length, well, then this is what you need to do. In order to make it longer, this is what you need to do. I will give you the tools in order for you to then adapt it and make it how you like. And the same goes for stuff like this. You know, I want you to experiment. I want you to challenge yourself. And these crochet alongs are exactly the right place to do that. This is where you learn, and this is where you grow, and this is where we help each other develop. So, but yeah, sorry. Oh, Amy's working on your layout too. Yep. It's good, but there's time. Don't rush it. And also, like, I have definitely joined blanket motifs before and then gone, nope, that doesn't look right, and I've undone it and I've done it again. And as soul destroying as that is, it's really worth it. If it doesn't look right and if it doesn't feel right to you, have a switch around, have a play around. And one of the biggest words of advice I would give is lay everything out, take a photo, just a snap, just as long as it's well lit so you can actually see your colours and how they sit well together. Put them in another orientation then and take another photo, see how it goes, that kind of thing. And then just have your pictures next to each other and go, right, which one works the best? Because then you've not committed and you've not joined it. So that could work too. Oh, Catherine said, thank you, that's so helpful. Oh, good. I'm so glad. I often worry when I like try and explain things. It's so hard sometimes, isn't it, to put into words a technical thing. But I'm really glad that's helpful. Really glad. Oh, Jenny saying lots of options is great, but some of us tend to overthink everything. I know, sorry, Jenny. I'm trying to get you to commit. Come on. My mum has started this. My mum's very much like you in that just choosing colours, full stop. She finds quite not difficult, not anymore anyway. But she'd just be really indecisive and like, oh, does that go? Would that be okay? And I've got my mum doing the pictures of the balls of yarn together, and then move them around, see if they all go with each other, etc. And now whenever she starts a new project, she just sends me a picture of her yarn. She's like, done it. So yeah, I would always take pictures. And if you don't have the physical yarn, I know I'm going into color choice now, but if you don't have the physical yarn with you and you're wondering about how to order from online, take a snapshot on your phone, on the screen, or however, of each color, and then put them together in a picture, and that will always really help as well. So yeah, sorry. Oh dear. But yeah, so this week we are doing half hexagons. I know lots of people are steaming ahead, and that's awesome because you've already got yours done. But I wanted to take a moment to talk about, I know I touched on it last week. I don't know if anyone has started and looked at the pattern, but on the free version on the blog, there is one post that tells you how to do both versions of the half hexagon, because they are very similar. But what we need to do, if you look at the shape of this one, this goes down and across and then has a flat edge here. So it's the whole hexagon cut in half in that direction. It's very hard to fold over there. Yeah, it cuts in half that direction. So we get it to slot along on the top here. And in the main blanket, I've called that the short edge half hexagon, I think. Have I? Yes, that's the short edge half hexagon. Not because it has a short edge, but because it goes along the short edge of the blanket. And then the other version of the half hexagon is the one that goes here. So it comes down and then into a point in the middle. And so the middle section is very similar, In fact, it's completely the same for a few rows, but then it changes so that we get the different shape of the hexagon. And of course, then it is the hexagon that is cut in half this way. So that's how those two work. And then this one is called the long edge half hexagon. I'm really sorry if I've got those the wrong way around. One is the long edge, one is the short edge, and it tells you exactly how many you need to do for the blanket size that we're making. You need to do 8 of one and 3 of the other. And the colours, and I chose in mine to do them all in block colours, just because of less ends. but I think there are lots of people that have already started making them that have actually switched up their colours and they look absolutely amazing. So just do whatever feels right for you. And as I said, if you bought one of the yarn packs, there's plenty of each colour. I had almost half a board of each left, having made this version and that version. So there is plenty for you to jiggle stuff around and have a go with everything. And the options here, I have put in the pattern that the option is yours, because obviously in the full hexagons we've been working in the round, so you've always got your right side facing you, whereas here we're going to go, you're going to go in rows, so you're going to go across in rows all the way back and forth, but obviously then that doesn't entirely match the full motif here. So I experimented, I did it both ways, and do you know what? You really can't tell, and I do talk about it in the video tutorials, you really can't tell this center panel. So I turned my rows for the center and up to where the green is, I can't remember which row that is now, 6, yeah, it must be row 6. I turned, and then 7, 8 and 9, just because of where, let's see if it will, it's going to be too bad, but just because of the detailing and the loops that it uses, I did then break my yarn and start at the beginning again in rows there, and that was well worth it for me. And yes, it does mean you have more ends, but I think it's really worth it just to be consistent with the edging there. But the center panel of them, I didn't feel made much difference at all. But again, this is me. You go with whatever feels right for you. Have a go and see what the difference is for you. Because also in different yarns, it might feel and look differently, and different colours, it might feel and look differently. So go for whatever feels right for you. Someone is asking, remind me to come back to quarter hexagons in a minute. Any idea when the Time to Bloom yarn packs may be back in stock at We Crochet? Oh, I wish I knew. Everyone, first of all, thank you for being so supportive. It has been a really difficult, difficult thing to manage with yarn being unavailable. It really has. But everyone's been fantastic, and everyone that has substituted, I think, has been very pleased with their substitutes. And I say I swatched it, and it worked brilliantly. They will be back in stock, but I don't know when. They ideally were going to be back by the 7th of July, but I haven't seen that they are back in stock. So hopefully not too much longer. It's all dependent on when the shipment comes in, isn't it? So yes, hopefully. But as soon as they are, I will let you know. They will let me know, and I will let you know. Hopefully before the 16th, so you can use your 20% code. Oh, Brat's mum is saying, beautiful throw, Hannah. I love your colours. Thank you. I was so pleased with them. Again, I chose these on the screen online. I chose them. I hadn't seen them in person, and when they arrived, I was like, yay! They work brilliantly together. So yeah. So quarter hexagons. I don't know if anyone's ever made a quarter hexagon before, if I ever had the need to, because often I think you see hexagon blankets and they then have a zigzag edge, don't they? Because then they don't fill up this the corners. But I really wanted, as part of the learning process of this, to make the center here, obviously it's a very much smaller version, to make the center into a rectangle. So I cut the hexagon, into a quarter, but I discovered as I was doing it, it is actually slightly different. We only need to make 2 of these for each of the little corners on the left-hand side, or whichever orientation you decide to have it. But the thing is, they face slightly differently because of how the repeat in the middle works here. So you'll find that the written instructions are really similar, but just watch out because they are different. And if you do them the same, you'll be twiddling it around, go, no, that doesn't work, that doesn't work, that doesn't work. Just like I was when I first designed it. Junie saying, I love hearing about your process of designing your patterns. It's so interesting and sounds like so much work. I love this pattern so much. Oh, thank you. Yes, yes, it is so much work. It really is, but I absolutely adore it. I really, really love designing, and it's very, I don't get to spend much of my time designing because, as you can probably imagine, creating events, making courses, doing the videos, all that kind of stuff, everything, and just general maintenance as well. You know, I said, like, if anyone has a problem, just email me, and I respond to all the emails, etc., that get sent my way. So there's a lot of the business and the website management and everything that takes me away from designing. However, you know, that has to be done. That has to be done so that I can get the designs out to you. So, so yeah, designing is such fun. And funnily enough, I've just finished a whole load of designs that have been in my head for just so long that they're now out, and I've just taken photographs of them all. Hopefully that will last me a good while, but now I'm like, right, I'm ready. And I like doing like almost like a design sketch day. I had one recently where I swatched. I just spent all day swatching, and I spent all day playing with colors, and putting everything everywhere and just seeing how it all worked together. It was so exciting. And so I think I have everything mapped out now, until kind of maybe like next Easter-ish, or at least I know what I'm going to make, because I'm going on holiday away with my young family in August, and I wanted to have something already designed on paper that I can just make, and I don't need to think about while I'm there. So I've got a couple of projects that I need to just actually map out, and then I can just make them while I'm away. So that's another little insight to how I do it. But do you know what? Sometimes I just sit and I make, and I have the yarn, and I just go, right, this is the general idea I want to make, and then off I go. It's really different. I know lots of designers are one or the other. They're either really organic, or they're really, you know, I do my spreadsheet first and then I just make it. But it depends what mood I'm in. It really depends what mood I'm in and what kind of project I'm making. Whether I get if I get a real light bulb moment, then I just go and I just make. And that's really exciting when that happens, because normally it turns out okay. Oh, Jenny, what are you saying? Oh, your attention to detail and all you do is amazing. I very much appreciate it. Oh, thank you so much, Jenny. That's so kind. I'm really glad that it shows that I do put a lot into it. I do, because I want you to be able to achieve this, because, you know, if I put my best forward, then you're going to be able to achieve. You know, I need to be able to give you all the resources. And also, you know, people are paying money for this. You're paying me to do this, and so therefore I need to give you the very, very best service that I can. And I did have a question, actually. Someone sent me a not terribly kind email, saying about the adverts on my blog. And do you know what? Yes, there are adverts on my blog, and I try to be very clear about the fact that there are two options here of how you can access this. You can either pay for a VIP version that doesn't have any ads whatsoever, or you can use it on the blog, but that is supported by ads. And the way that I can offer that to you is because those ads are there. Yes, they're annoying. I know they're annoying. I go onto other blogs and I'm like, oh my goodness. But do you know what? The content is there. The whole thing is there. And if you are happy, in inverted commas, to work your way through those ads and get to the content, then it is there for you. But it's fine if you don't feel comfortable doing it like that. Then that's absolutely fine. You can choose to buy a VIP ticket. But if you also don't feel comfortable doing it at all, then that's fine. But then neither of the options suit you. So please don't worry if it doesn't suit you. It's no problem. But yeah, I try to make things as fair as possible. And so that was the other thing I was actually going to show you. I was going to share my screen somehow. How can I do that? There we go. And say about, because I had a few people asking, so I'll whiz up to the top here. Here we go. So this is the main crochet along page, which will obviously change once the crochet along's done. I'll take the dates and everything off, but this will stay as an option for people to buy the course. But all the information is here, and it tells you what the difference between the free and the VIP version is. And it also says that there is a single download PDF ebook available, and that's in my Etsy and in my Ravelry and on Thrivecast. There's loads of different places that you can get hold of it. But here at the bottom is when you click yes please, it asks you to choose your pricing option here. So you can either choose here for the free ticket and then you complete your order and it won't take any payment details whatsoever, or you can click here to say upgrade to the course, and you see, I say I'm not actually looking at the screen that I'm talking to you with. Yeah, it is showing you. Yeah. Upgrade to the course. Once you click on that, you see the differences. It asks you then for payment detail. So if some people have messaged saying I want the free one, but it's asking me for payment, and that's because you've clicked onto the wrong box here. So free one here, just make sure it's got a green around whichever version that you would like to have. So that's that. And so, yeah, so if anyone has any more questions, I'm trying to think of any glitches that people had or found, or anywhere. Or some people actually have tripped up on, which is completely understandable because it's the only round that's not, well, it is symmetrical, but it has a much longer repeat. The green round that we have here, so that's round 6. No, round 5 is the one that we need to set it up with. So we have these shell stitches here, and then you have 2 single crochet in the next chain space. I've seen a few people that have been making shells in all of the chain spaces, and then there will be too many. You'll have too many shell stitches, and then your next round won't work properly, and then the subsequent rows will just come out of kilter. So just make sure you keep an eye out on that round. So that's round 5. Correct me if I've said that wrong, someone. I'm fairly sure that's round 5. But other than that, I haven't seen anyone come up with any major problems or any issues. There've been some questions about blocking, which is something that, if you're at the point where you've weaved in your ends and you want to block ahead, because I couldn't block all of these in one go. I don't have enough mats, so it is good sometimes to do them in batches. I just pinned mine out, and if you are a VIP member, there is a video in there. So have a look on that and just see how I do it personally. But it depends what fibre you're using, but most of the time, whatever fibre I'm using, I spray block mine. So I have nice warm water, and I pin it out to size. I don't wet mine before I pin it. That's just a personal preference, but you can if you want to. And I just pin it out to size, spray it with some warm water, and then I just leave it. I don't spray the back side of it, but you can if you want to. I'm a fairly, laissez-faire blocker, but it's an important thing to do, and everything that I do looks fine when I've done it. So don't overthink it. Don't overcomplicate it. Just have a go and just see the difference that it makes. So my friend Veronica, she did a video on blocking, like a really in-depth video for the garment course that we did together. And she put it in a towel and wrung it round and trod on it and everything. And it was just amazing to see her do that. But I've never gone that far with my blocking, and my stuff's always fine. But I know that it would be at the next level if I did do that. And there are some fibres that I know do need that. But in terms of motifs for a blanket, as long as they are all equal, it will be absolutely fine. But it will make a massive difference. So it is well worth doing. So Jenny's asking, do you know how many people are doing the crochet along? I know how many. I mean, I don't know how many people are accessing it free on the blog, but I do know that over 2,500 people have signed up to do it. I don't know if everyone is actually making it, but there are hundreds and hundreds of photos coming in that Facebook community group, aren't there? So yeah, lots and lots and lots of people, lots and lots. What have we got here? Oh, someone on Facebook is saying, I gave my daughter one of your bauble designs for Christmas last year and told her there were 21 designs. And she asked me, hopefully, if she could expect more next Christmas. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. The baubles seem like a long time ago now, don't they? They're not. They're not. But if you didn't join us for the bauble collection, oh, it was such fun. We did Fair Isle, Tapestry, and Mosaic, didn't we? Some Christmas baubles. Well, they were fairly big actually, weren't they? By the time we made them and stuffed them or put them a bauble inside them, and yeah, there were 21. Oh, good luck. My mum actually, she didn't start when we were doing it back in December, but she said I'm going to make one. Her aim was to make 2. That was it, 2 a month, from January until Christmas, because she's like, well, then I'll do them all, won't I? So yeah, if anyone else is still making baubles, let us know in the group, because they are fun. Yeah, I try and do something each crochet along that I do. I try and do something different in terms of challenge, in terms of design, in terms of technique, etc. So obviously, I've just said that I'm kind of planning up until next Easter already. So if there's anything that you'd like to see from me for a crochet along in the coming years, because I'm hoping that this is something that we can just carry on doing together and enjoying, please do let me know, because if there's a particular technique that's out there that you'd really, really love to do, but you think, gosh, I don't think I'll be brave enough to try that on my own, well then give me a shout, because I'd certainly be up for some ideas. Not that I don't have ideas, but sometimes it's like you with the layout of things. There's too much choice, and it's sometimes hard to figure out what to do next. Oh, Susan has said baubles are on my to-do list for this summer. Yes, yay. Well, they're a fairly good summer, even though they are Christmassy. They're a good summer make, because they're fairly quick and they're fairly small. So yeah. And then Julie, oh, I love the idea of a new bauble each year. Are the patterns available as an ebook or a group? Yes, so you have the option. You can buy there's a whole course, which runs very similarly to this one, with extra videos and bonuses and all that kind of jazz. There is an ebook with all of them together on my Etsy and my Ravelry, and I am just in the process of doing individual ones for each of them. But obviously, you can choose any of the 21, but it's much cheaper to get the entire ebook. But I know that there are some people that have said, oh, I only want 2 or 3. So yeah, I'm in the process of making those, so they'll be launched within the next month or so, because I figure people will already be starting, as you probably are, to decide what to make for Christmas. So yes, that's exciting. So yeah, if anyone else has any questions about what we're doing this week, or what we've done last week, or just to let me know any problems with anything, then do let me know, give me a shout. And I tell you what I am going to do. I tried this earlier, and I don't know if it's going to show. I think it might show you like the back ends of my, in fact, let me get that down now. Hang on. Let me see if I can show it to myself first. Yes, I can. There we go. Here we go. I just wanted to show you in the community. I know most of us don't use a desktop to go and look at things, but on my desktop, I went on the community, Hanjan community group, and I clicked on just images. So I filtered out just images, and oh my goodness, just ignore the left-hand bar down the side here, because that's all the, waffle and stuff like that. But look at all of these pictures. Oh my goodness, you can just scroll through and see all of them. Aren't they amazing? And what a brilliant thing to do to get some kind of inspiration for colours and stuff. So yeah, do pop along and go in the community group and look at the colours that are there, because there are some amazing combinations that people have come up with, either from their stash or that they've come up with on their own and they've ordered. So, and lots of people are very, very happy. If you really like it, just ask, just say, what colours have you used? Because I quite like to use them as well. So yeah. If anyone has any other ideas, if you're watching on catch up, then do keep posting the questions along in the bottom, and I will catch up later on. I'll pop in and check to see if anyone's asked anything else. But yeah, otherwise, it's been absolutely lovely to chat with you again, and have a lovely week too. I'm very excited to see all of the rest of the motifs popping along. And if you're ahead, don't worry. If you're ahead and you've got the ebook or the course, go for it. Start your joining. Be a beacon ahead of us all, and show us how to join them. And if anyone decides to join them in a different way to me, which again is absolutely lovely, please do show us that as well, because I think it would be really nice to share some joining techniques. I have got a blog post actually about 3 different types of joining techniques, and I think someone the other day was mentioning that they were going to perhaps do a single crochet join as opposed to a slip stitch join, because they feel that's more comfortable for them and they like the texture of it. So if you do a different, well, whatever join you do, show us. But if you do something really different, then definitely show us and tell us what you've done as well, because that will be lovely as an inspiration for other people too. So thank you very much for joining me, and I will hopefully pop in towards the end of the week just to see how you're all going and see what you're all up to. If you have any problems at all, give me a shout. Don't forget, if you haven't signed up, you still can, and you can still get the, it's not early bird price anymore, but it's a special crochet along price. So if you want VIP ticket and you want that support, then please do go for it before the crochet along finishes, because then that won't be available anymore at that price. So yeah, so thank you very much. And I'm so sorry about this silly camera going in and out. It's making me feel dizzy. I don't know what it's making you. But anyway, I will see you all again soon. Thank you.